'08 Pontiac G6. It's leaking around the valve cover gasket, so I'm gonna use the Felpro today. So it's been years since I last did a Pontiac, but should be pretty straightforward. There's a couple other things I want to change to this loom right here. They have a tendency to dry rot and flake off and just get dry and brittle and break off. But again, this is the '08 Pontiac G6, and today's project is the valve cover gasket. So get this squared away now. So I'm a little under the weather today, but no biggie. We get trooping on this. All right, so first things first, you want to remove the oil cap here. Put it off to the side. You want to use the 8mm to loosen up this hose clamp, and you also want to use take this clamp off of here. You use a needle nose or something and just pull this hose off. So the cover's off, and as I mentioned to you earlier, you can almost see the grease there and the oil. See the oil on there? It's leaking. I think it's leaking from several places. Yeah, I can't pick it up with the camera. But right here, you can see right there it's leaking. All right, so this bolt has to come off. I think it's like, I'm not sure. I think it's like 12 or 13 or something like that, including these coil packs up here too, and this right here. Now, if my recollection serves me right, there's a little trick. Damn it. To these clips right here. There's a 2-part clip. It's not just squeeze and pull out. You got to remember, these things are brittle and they'll break easily. So this part comes off first. This gray part here comes off first, and then this black part comes off on the bottom. And as I mentioned earlier, this loom right here, you can see right here, sorry, it's just, look, it's just dust. See that? So I'm gonna have that replaced right there, that whole loom, and this one here too. Look at that. It's just turning into dust. That's from the heat. That's common, so it's no biggie. Get that replaced. I think it's like $5 or something like that at AutoZone. So this is gonna come off. This is gonna come off. I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I think this this bracket has to come off too. So this might have to come off, and I'm hoping that I can just slide this out this way. Just slide it out without having to remove none of this jazz here. So hopefully it'll be easy. Blow all this stuff off. Get all this crap in here. Get all this thing blowing off. Get this off of here. Get these coils popped off. I'm gonna mark these 1, 2, 3, 4. That way I don't forget where they go. All right, so I already got these guys off. I just pulled the harness. I just right here pulled it all the way back here, and I just taped it up to the back over here. So these are the bolts that I have to loosen up over here. So it should be able to just slide out once I take these coil packs off. So the harness is pushed off to the side. Now I'm noticing already oil on one of the plugs here, on one of the coil packs here. This one is number 3, which is this one right here. So you can see oil down there. So we'll see what happens. This is dry, this is dry, this is dry, and this one's wet. So most likely there's oil fouling up the plug in there. So I'm not sure yet. I'll know once I pull this off. All right, carefully prying against this right here. Don't dig into it. Just carefully pry it up, like this right here. I already did the rest of this right here, but you want to carefully pry against it. Don't rush it. Don't force anything in there. You can see everything's coming off already. All right, everything's off already. To see this clip right here, you got to loosen this up from this line right here. Just pry this up, and it'll come off. All right, so here's the head off right here. Wow. Look at all that junk built up in there. All that carbon. I'm gonna clean all this junk off. I'm expecting to clean it all off. Alright, some people say that you have to take off this engine hoist bracket here, but you don't have to do it. If you carefully lift it up and slide it out, it'll come off. Alright, so this is what the inside looks. I mean, it is what it is. It's got over 245,000 miles. This coloration it's not uncommon. Again, it's got over 45,000 miles. So it is what it is. Valve cover, you can see all the carbon buildup, really caked on. Down here is really bad. See this here? I can clean all this up. Look at that. You see that? But again, like I said, like I mentioned, the car has over 245,000 miles, and they're lucky if they get another 2 or 3 years out of it. If they can get 2 more years out of it, they're good. So I'm gonna clean this up. This will clean off easily, and then replace the gasket and slap it back on. Fingers crossed. Alright, so upon inspecting the gasket, this is what I found right here. See this right here? The split right there. So, but I'm pretty sure these are the microscopic cracks everywhere. I mean, this thing is completely dry rotted. It's like hard plastic. So I'm sure these other cracks in other areas. All right, now I gotta install the washers that go on these sleeves right here. This is the bolts that holds down the coil packs. This is the new one I just did. They're not easy to put on. I'm gonna let you know right now. They're really, really hard. You gotta really get in there with a pick or something and pull them out carefully, or like I did, just cut them off with a snip like this. But be careful. This is the new one. This is the old one. You can see the difference right here, how this one is squashed. All right, so this is the new one, and these are the old ones. These are the new washers. Again, like I said, they're not easy to put on, so just take your time with them and don't hurt yourself. This is the new washer here. So now you got to get it underneath here. Get it on this part right here. See where the blue is? Get it in there, and now it's got to sit. See that right there? It's hard to do it with one damn hand and fucking with the camera. But it's got to sit. It's got a seat right inside here. I already did all these already here. But it's got a seat inside this new gasket here. Alright, so getting these bolts and the washers off of the valve cover gasket is kind of difficult. So what you want to do is, just like I said, you want to use a long needle nose pliers with a curved end here, and somehow try to get in here and push down on it. Then you want to take the curved part and push down on it carefully, like that there. Alright, then you want to take the your curved part right here, go up to the end of the bolt here, and then squeeze it. See, and then the washer goes off. This is the easiest way I found to do it. Again, just watch your fingers. You don't want to hurt yourself. The washers are in, all the bolts are in. And to get these guys back on, you just gotta push them in and then kind of press them in there, wiggling this bolt at the same time so that I can see inside there. Alright, I can't do it with one hand, but you get the gaskets on nice and firm. You can see how pliable it is. So that's on nice and snug, just like it should be. There's a little notch over here. See this right here? So it's not like you can get it backwards or anything like that. One thing I gotta point out to you, make sure you don't forget to push this washer in over this gasket right here. See that there? You can easily forget, put it on the bottom, or forget to push it over. See, like this right here, you can just wind up setting it like this. You want to push this up and make sure you get this washer right over this gasket right here. All right, so the cover's back on. I cleaned everything up nice and polished. I'm gonna go later on and I'll pick up the harness loom, and I'll get one that's heat resistant, put it on there later on. That's no biggie. It's no big deal. Again, I elected to take the coil packs off. Some people, you don't have to if you don't want to. I chose to take them off because being that I was gonna clean this, I didn't want to get any contaminate the coils or anything like that, so that was my choice. And again, some people elect to take off the engine hoist over here bracket. You really don't have to. If you wiggle it in there carefully, you can get it back on. As far as torquing the bolts, you can torque them with a wrench, go up to like maybe 70 or something like that, but I just do it by feel. Put your palm on the wrench and you can feel it. I'm used to doing these, so I already know I got a feel more or less how tight this should be. But everything is on right. Gasket's nice all around. Fire up the car, run it for a couple of days, and check for any more leaks or anything like that. But I cleaned the spark plugs too. So now I just gotta put the cover back on and call it a wrap. Alright, so it wasn't that bad of a job. I think the hardest part was getting those washers on those bolts there, but overall it was an easy job. It wasn't that bad. Alright, this was the 08 Pontiac G6.